One final message from Hayden. A special thanks to my grandparents who have spent so much money and time buying my shoes and always getting me to practice. Thank you so much, Nana and Papa. I would also like to thank my girlfriend Sydney and her mom Angie for being so supportive and welcoming me with open arms since day one. And last but not least, a special thanks to Coach Spalding for never giving up on me, even though we have had bumped heads on multiple occasions, yet never lost respect for one another, and I wanted to thank you for that. Hayden McAtee, class of 2023. Our final senior is number 55, Joseph Ferguson. Joe will be joined by his parents, Lynn and Lucas Ferguson. Joe has been a member of the varsity basketball team for 2 years. He also participated in varsity soccer for 3 years and JV basketball for 2 years. After graduation, Joe has been accepted at SUNY Canton and SUNY Alfred into their game design and development programs. When asked what his highlights of his career were, Joe said, having a winning record for both my years on the team, scoring a basket at JCC, and setting a screen in a game, and the kid flying off me feet away. When asked what Joe will miss most about Copenhagen after graduation, he said, I will miss my teammates and my coaches once I leave for college, since they have been the constant I have had since most of us have been together since Modified. I'll also miss everyone who came to cheer for us every year, and the crowd that cheers for us from a distance due to their circumstances. One final message from Joe. Thank you, Coach Spalding and Coach Niles, for teaching me the sport of basketball and making sure that we will put in effort to improve every day. Thank you, team. A message to the seniors. On behalf of Coach Spalding and the entire basketball program, we thank you for your participation and dedication throughout the years, and we are very truly grateful for all of the hard work and sacrifice you put into the program. We wish you all the best. Congratulations, Josh, Hayden, and Joe. Good evening and welcome to Copenhagen School. Please stand and remove your hats for tonight's national anthem. Copenhagen Central School encourages and promotes good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. Please do your part by giving positive encouragement to all athletes involved and refrain from negative behavior. Thank you for your cooperation. And now introducing the starting lineup for Alex Bay. Number 3, Brady Carpenter. Number 10, Peyton Watson. Number 11, Owen Eagle. Number 14, Eli Nakorak. And number 23, Colton Hall. The Purple Ghosts are coached by Drew Walbrook. And now, the starting lineup for your Copenhagen Golden Knights. Number 11, junior Kaden Miller. Number 23, junior Nathan Sullivan. Number 41, senior Josh Tudor. Number 44, senior Aiden McAtee. And number 55, senior Joe Ferguson.
In Copenhagen, bringing you this boys high school basketball game brought to you by NBC Watertown. My name is Connor Lalone. I'll take you through tonight's action. On our cameras, Carter Thazier and Zach Zabriskie to my left on the controls. We'll get underway as Alexandria wins the tip, and they'll begin tonight's game with possession. Top of the arc is Ingles, now on that far sideline. Just moving around the arc so far. Shot put up that time by Watson, no good, and rebounded by Sullivan, who will bring the ball up the court for the Golden Knights. McAtee got the ball briefly from Sullivan, who gets it now at the top of the arc. On the far side, on the near side rather, McAtee. Sullivan passes down low. McAtee with a three-pointer, buried that time on the near side. Hayden McAtee with a three-pointer, and Copenhagen's on the board first tonight. It's 3-0. So a good start for Copenhagen here on their senior night. Pass down low for Alexandria is put in on the layup. Peyton Watson that time. So 2 points for Watson on the layup. It's 3-2. Here comes Sullivan with some speed. McAtee thought about the three. Instead, he's going to dish to Sullivan, who drives into the lane. Pass down low, up and in. The layup that time for Joshua Hillier on the assist from Landon Sullivan, and it's 5-2. Bit of press from Copenhagen as Alexandria is able to get the ball over half court. Now into the paint is Ingles, no good. Rebound by Watson, also no good. Lots of contact there. Watson falls to the floor, but it's going to be LaHillier who comes up with the ball. McAtee thought about the three right in front of the Alexandria bench. Instead, they're going to dish back out. McAtee on this near side to Sullivan up top. Just playing catcher on the top of the arc right now are the Golden Knights. Sullivan gets it back. He's going to drive in and then dish out to McAtee, who fakes the three. Then thought about it. Shot clock running down now. Driving into the paint and out of control, losing the ball was LaHillier. And I believe we're going to have a conversation here on this near side about how much time should be on the shot clock. Now the referees are going to discuss it as well. I think the initial signal was 1 second, and it will be 1 second. So 1 second on the shot clock here as Copenhagen will inbound under the basket. Sullivan inbounds to McAtee, who does get the shot off in time, but it's no good. Shot clock violation as that one from McAtee was just too strong, missed everything. And a turnover on the shot clock violation for the Knights that time. Good pressure from Alexandria, pokes the ball loose. Down the court with some speed is Miller. He's going to kick it back out. LaHillier thought about it. LaHillier now will dish out top for Sullivan, who's got the ball. McAtee wide open, going to take the three-pointer. And no good that time. Three-pointer just too strong from McAtee. We did have a whistle. And Alexandria will take the ball regardless. Ingles now cutting into the paint and putting it in with the left hand was McElrath. So 2 points on the layup that time for Eli McElrath, and it's 5-4. Ball poked loose that time as Sullivan looked to push the tempo a little bit. It'll go out of bounds and Sullivan will inbound in the corner. Quick inbound pass to Miller. Sullivan in the corner to Miller up top. Miller's going to put up the three-pointer. Too strong that time and rebounded by McElrath. Ball poked loose briefly. Carpenter able to control it. Watson's going to cut inside. Now Ingles rather, but missed the shot with the right hand and rebounded by Sullivan, who's going to bring it up the court. Into the corner for LaHillier. LaHillier driving inside, putting up the shot, gets his own rebound. Second chance for LaHillier, no good, and rebounded by McElrath for the Purple Ghosts. Foul there on that far sideline as Colton Hall looked to cut in towards the basket. He was met there by Sullivan, who committed the foul. Big round of applause for Samuel Carroll, who'll check in. Long three-pointer off the backboard, no good, rebounded by Carroll. And Sullivan will bring the ball up the court for the Golden Knights. 5-4 is the score with 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Sullivan gets it back up top. Kicks down low for Carroll. Back out to Sullivan, who drives inside, uses the right hand, no good. Offensive rebound by Carroll that time. Missed the shot, got his own rebound, and had it poked loose. Sullivan's going to come up with it and slow things back down a little bit. Three-pointer from the near side is buried there. Samuel Carroll, the big man with a three-pointer, and it's 8-4. Pressure again from Copenhagen. And then an offensive foul whistled against Colton Hall as he looked to drive against Miller that time. So a turnover whistled on the offensive foul against Hall, which is his first. LaHillier kicks back up to Sullivan up top. Now on the near side is Miller. Sullivan up top, great ball movement. McAtee gets it back from Sullivan and then takes the three and makes it. So excellent ball movement by the Golden Knights to find the open man that time, and Alexandria not pleased. They're going to call a timeout as they trail by a score of 11-4 with 3 minutes and 25 seconds to go here in the first quarter. So a good one so far between these two teams. They've met once this season already. That was in the beginning of January, a game in which Copenhagen won by a pretty favorable margin, 58-22. This one a little closer, at least so far, but still obviously plenty of game left. We're still in the first quarter, and it's 11-4 in favor of the Knights on a little bit of a run. And so Alexandria taking this time to talk things over, talk a little strategy, and maybe find an answer for the way that Copenhagen's been able to just pass the ball around the outside to be able to find the open man a couple of different times for three-pointers early in this game. McAtee's had a couple of wide open three-pointers. Samuel Carroll had one in the near corner that he drained as well. And so with 3 minutes and 25 seconds to go here in the first quarter of play in Copenhagen, New York, it's 11-4 in favor of the host Golden Knights. Alexandria with the ball out of the timeout. Ingles cuts inside and then spins dishes to Watson up top. Watson now to Carpenter, and then Carpenter's pass intended for Hall was kicked away. Caden Miller able to just get a foot in the way of that one. In the post, and then dishing back out. Ingles is going to put up the jump shot off the front of the iron and no good. And rebounded by Carroll, who then promptly finds Sullivan, who will bring it up the court. Sullivan dishing to Miller, now Sullivan. McAtee on the far side. Into the post, and then back out for Sullivan. Great movement again for the Golden Knights. Long skip pass finds McAtee on the far side. Down low for LaHillier. Back out to Sullivan up top, and then Sullivan traveled after receiving that pass from LaHillier. So a turnover that time for Copenhagen, and Alexandria will inbound on the far side of the gymnasium. On this near side is Hall. Now three-pointer, maybe even a long two. And it was a two-pointer, says the referee right in front of our vantage point here. Three-pointer, or two-pointer rather, that time for Colton Hall. Three-pointer from the near sideline, too strong, but offensive rebound. McAtee's going to put up the shot, and that one is no good, rebounded by Watson. Now Ingles with some speed down the court. Quickly met there by Caden Miller. Skip pass and a three-point attempt, banked in that time by Brady Carpenter. So Carpenter using the glass from beyond the arc, and it's 11-9. Down low, LaHillier finds Carroll, and the ball is held there. Possession arrow favors Copenhagen, and so it'll stay down at that end of the gymnasium. So Copenhagen ball under the basket. Sullivan will inbound. Finds McAtee in the corner, now up top for Miller. Sullivan thought about the three. He's going to step in and then dish out back to Miller. Miller's going to drive in, put up a shot from inside the three-point line. That's no good, but an offensive rebound by McAtee. Cutting inside, Sullivan using the right hand and getting a favorable roll that time. Landon Sullivan with a two-point shot from just inside the free throw line. And it's 13-9 with a minute and a half to go. Driving in Ingles now, picking out, and then the ball touched out of bounds here on this near sideline as Tricky was unable to reel that pass in. Should clarify our camera up in the bleachers, but our vantage point where Zach and I are is down at the stage at the far end of the gymnasium. Triple team down low is LaHillier, able to kick out to McAtee, who gets it back. Now down low for LaHillier again. Ball looked like maybe off of the foot, but taken away, and down the paint with some speed. Alexandria, good feed that time to find Carpenter, who was unable to put it in. And then McAtee looked to break, but unable to control the ball really. And that will go out of play on the far side of the gym. Alexandria with the ball, under a minute to play here in the first quarter. Driving inside, using the right hand, shot blocked that time as Hall went up with it, and Carroll was able to just swat it away. Miller with it. Kicks to McAtee on the far side. Into the paint for Carroll, back out for Sullivan. Back to McAtee. Seen a lot of this from Copenhagen, moving the ball around the top of the arc so far. Down low, LaHillier was fouled on the shot. And Joshua LaHillier go to the line for two. Foul whistle against Eli McElrath. That's his first. And so with 25 seconds exactly here left in the first quarter, LaHillier goes to the line, makes the first one. And the second from LaHillier, good as well. So 2 for 2 from the line that time for Joshua LaHillier. Shot clock turned off here, under 20 to play now in the first quarter. Driving now is Ingles, guarded tightly by Miller. Ingles cutting to the inside, using the right hand, too short. Rebounded there by Carroll and brought up the court by Sullivan with about 5 seconds left in the first quarter. McAtee into the corner. LaHillier's going to put up the three. Off the backboard, no good. Carroll did get the offensive rebound, but unable to do anything with it as time expires. And so at the end of the first quarter, the score is 15-9 in favor of the host Copenhagen Golden Knights over the Alexandria Purple Ghosts. So a good first quarter of action, and we'll use this break to tell you a little bit about our sponsors for tonight's live stream. First sponsor, one of our biggest sponsors, is Massey's Furniture Barn. Everyone knows that cash is king at Massey's Furniture Barn, so it's time to spend your tax refund wisely. During the month of February, you can receive a 15% discount on any furniture or mattress if you pay in cash. Stop in and see how much you can save at Massey's Furniture Barn this February. And our other sponsor for tonight's live stream is Farney's in Carthage. Farney's is a great place to go if you're looking to do a remodeling project. They have everything you could need or want for that sort of activity. They can help you build your dream remodel right in front of you. Farney's in Carthage, right on Route 26. One of our sponsors for tonight's live stream of boys high school basketball. As I mentioned, we're in Copenhagen, New York, home of the Golden Knights, where they're taking on the visiting Alexandria Purple Ghosts. And it's a good game so far at the end of one. Copenhagen leading 15-9. It'll be Purple Ghost ball as we start the second quarter. Ingles up top. Kicks to Carpenter. Now pass down low for McElrath. Doubled there. Good pressure. And then a jump ball whistled. McElrath unable to break out of the double team there by Tufo and Smith. And so after a little bit of discussion, Copenhagen gets the ball because of the possession arrow. And so Sullivan will bring it up the court for the Knights. Sullivan up top. Three-pointer that time from the far side. Too strong from Tufo, but an offensive rebound. Miller kicks to Tufo on the far side. Back to Sullivan up top. Tufo's going to put it up again. Short that time. And another offensive rebound looked like by Miller, but unable to save it before it went out of bounds. So a couple of good looks that time for Gavin Tufo off the bench. Unable to convert either of them, and it's still 15-9 with 7 minutes and 20 to go here in the second quarter. Good pressure from Copenhagen, but Alexandria able to break it. Three-pointer from the far side that time, no good. Bouncing around to fight for it. Offensive rebound that time by Peyton Watson, but nowhere to go as Carroll blocked his shot. Sullivan with it now. Kicks to Tufo on the far sideline. Now down low for Smith. Ball does come out eventually to the top of the arc. Deflected again, but then passed to Smith down low. Tufo's going to put up another three-pointer, and he's dialed in on that one. So it took Gavin Tufo a couple of chances to dial in the range on a three-pointer, but he was good on that one, and it's 18-9. The crowd down here in the stage area getting rowdy as Alexandria has the ball. Shot on the far sideline, too strong, deflected, and will go out of play. It'll stay here, ball out of play, out of the hands of Samuel Carroll. And so Alexandria will inbound right in front of the scorer's table. Carpenter on the ball. Kicks up top for Hall. Now Ingles puts up the shot, no good, off the glass. Rebounded by Tufo, and he'll leave for Sullivan to bring the ball up the court. Tufo spotting up on that far side again. He's there if Sullivan wants it. He thought about the three-pointer to Tufo, but kicks back to Landon Sullivan. Sullivan now driving in, dishing back out for Miller. Miller's going to put up the shot. Unable to get the roll, and rebounded that time by Watson. Carpenter with the ball now for the Purple Ghosts with some speed. Picked up his dribble and eventually finds Peyton Watson. Watson drives in and then dishes to Ingles up top. Good movement, finds the ball this near side. The shot there was no good. Taken by McElrath. McElrath's going to end up with the ball again and put up the shot. No good. Fight for it, and Sullivan's going to take this one away. And so Landon Sullivan with some speed driving up the court. Puts the shot up with the right hand using the glass that time. Landon Sullivan with a 2-pointer. It's 20-9 in favor of the Golden Knights. Carpenter on the far side. Passing down low for Watson. Watson missed the shot but got his own rebound. Then a vicious block that time from Carroll. And here comes Smith with some speed. Ball out of play. Last touch by Alexandria. Well, the crowd down here in the stage area of the gymnasium very excited about that block from Carroll. That was no nonsense defending right there. And Copenhagen nearly converted it into a fast break bucket. Instead, they'll just inbound and run the offense. Miller with the ball at the top of the arc, screened by Carroll. Miller's going to put up the shot on the pick and pop. And 2 points that time for Peyton Miller. Copenhagen on a bit of a run. Alexandria looking to answer back. Shot blocked again by Carroll. And then Carroll with the rebound. So the size of Samuel Carroll is a bit of a weapon for Copenhagen on defense here. Sullivan. Tufo on the far side. Buried another three-pointer. Gavin Tufo is on fire on that far sideline. And Alexandria is going to take a timeout here. With 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the second quarter, the score is 25-9. Copenhagen pulling away right now here in the second. So we didn't see any of Gavin Tufo in that first quarter, but he's come out in the second and buried a couple of big three-pointers from that far side of the gym. And that's been a big piece of the Golden Knight offense so far in the second quarter. They lead 25-9. Alexandria taking a timeout, hoping to slow the Golden Knight momentum a little bit here, as they've come out a little bit slow here in the second quarter to have the Purple Ghosts. And they'll look to get back on track as they inbound now. So the inbound pass to Carpenter. Brady Carpenter with the ball. Picked up by Smith as he crosses half court. Carpenter again. Guarded by Miller now. Pass down low for McElrath, and then taken away briefly by Smith before it was poked loose. And Alexandria will get the ball back. Driving in, Watson able to put the shot up and in. 2 points that time for Peyton Watson, who kind of just floated that one up and in. And it's 25-11. McAtee with the ball. Takes it up top for Miller. Now on the far side, Tufo's going to put up another three. Just a little too strong that time, but an offensive rebound by Carroll. McAtee's going to put up the three-pointer. Too short that time. And taken away by Watson. Colton Hall with the ball now for the Purple Ghosts. He's going to dish to Carpenter. Pass down low for Watson, who was fouled on the shot, so Peyton Watson will go to the line for two. So 2 opportunities from the line for Peyton Watson. First is too strong off the back of the iron and out. Good round of applause as Joshua Hillary checked back in for the Golden Knights. Second free throw from Watson. Too strong and rebounded by Samuel Carroll. Peyton Miller will bring the ball up for the Knights. Finds Tufo. Thought about it, but he's going to dish back out to Miller. Good movement from Copenhagen offense. McAtee's getting some trouble now, but able to find Tufo, who then kicks back to Miller. Miller's going to put up the shot from just inside the line. No good, but an offensive rebound, and then nearly another by Carroll. Carroll with the offensive rebound and then unable to convert. Ball taken away that time, deflected by McAtee, and Miller will bring it up. Caden Miller to Tufo. Tufo down low for LaHillier. LaHillier looking for an option, able to find McAtee, who, with a nice little step inside and able to put it in with the right hand that time from just in front of the basket. Hayden McAtee with 2 more points. Crowd again getting rowdy as Alexandria has the ball down here at this near side. Ball tied up, nearly tied up, and then another block by Carroll. Carroll's been a one-man block party tonight in the paint for the Knights. 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. McAtee to Tufo. LaHillier inside for Miller, whose shot was no good, and then Miller, after his own missed shot, able to tie the ball up. Alexandria will get the ball after the jump ball this time. Good round of applause for Miller as he checks out and Sullivan comes in. On that far sideline, Tufo with some tight defense. And then I believe Tufo has whistled for a foul. It will be the first against Gavin Tufo. And another round of applause as Tufo will make way for Colton Parkin. Ingles now at the top of the arc. Dish is here where three-pointers put up too strong that time from Hall and rebounded by Sullivan. Landon Sullivan looking down low. And lots of contact there. I believe we're going to have a foul whistled against Alexandria. Wait to see the confirmation. It is. It'll be a foul against McElrath. That's his second. As Sullivan looked to find Carroll down low. Sullivan on the inbound. Finds Carroll this time, who puts up the shot with the left hand. No good. Rebounded there by Ingles. Owen Ingles kicks to Carpenter. Carpenter's going to put up a long three-pointer. No good off the back of the iron. Comes back out in an offensive rebound that time by Stone. Ball out of play. Last touch by Alexandria, and it'll be Copenhagen ball down here right in front of their bench. Carroll inbounds to Sullivan. 1 minute and 10 seconds to go here in the second quarter of play. Copenhagen leading 27-11. McAtee's going to put up the three-pointer. Too strong that time, but Carroll able to reel it in. Finds Sullivan up top. Sullivan with a good move to get inside, and then he was fouled on the shot. And so Landon Sullivan will go to the line for 2 more with 1 minute exactly left on the clock. Foul whistled against Brady Carpenter. That'll be his first. First shot from Sullivan. No good off the right of the iron and out. Really good round of applause for Samuel Carroll as he checks out. Second free throw from Sullivan with 1 minute on the clock. No good. Offensive rebound, McAtee. Picks up his dribble but finds Sullivan at the top of the arc. McAtee now on the far left side of the gym. Going to slow things down. Under a minute to play. Top of the arc now is Augustine. LaHillier finds Sullivan in the paint. Sullivan, lots of contact that time, but no whistle. And rebounded by Stone. Good pressure. Now Ingles into the corner. Carpenter closed down very quickly. Ingles with the ball. Into the paint that time for Stone. Stone's shot no good. Rebounded by Sullivan and able to keep it in bounds. Sullivan will bring it now with 20 seconds left in the second quarter. And we're going to have a timeout called by Copenhagen as they want to talk things over here right at the end of the second quarter. So 19.3 seconds on the clock as Copenhagen calls a timeout. I have to say they've been the better team here in the second quarter after a pretty close first. It's 27-11 in favor of the Knights. And they've been getting it done in a variety of ways, really. Sam Carroll's been a force defensively. And he's added a three-pointer of his own. A couple big three-pointers for Gavin Tufo, and McAtee getting involved from beyond the arc as well. And so the Knights offensively getting the job done. They have the ball here with just under 20 seconds to go in the first half of play. LaHillier will inbound to Sullivan. 15 seconds left in the first half. Sullivan gets it back from Augustine. Sullivan, good screen. Screen by Parkin that time. McAtee's going to put up the three. Short that time. Offensive rebound by Hillier. The Hillier shot right as time expires in the first half, no good. And so Copenhagen unable to tack on there with that last possession of the first half, but as it stands, they lead 27-11 at the end of the first half. Good second quarter for the Knights there as they're able to put a little distance between themselves and the Purple Ghosts. And so before we take our halftime break, we're going to take an opportunity to tell you about our sponsors for tonight's live stream. Massey's Furniture Barn, sponsor for tonight, and many of our live streams. Cash is king at Massey's Furniture Barn, so spend your tax refund wisely. During the month of February, you can receive a 15% discount on any furniture or mattress if you pay in cash at Massey's Furniture Barn. And we'd like to thank Farney's as well. Farney's in Carthage. They've got lumber. They've got all sorts of things for remodeling. Basically, Farney's can help you with anything that you need when you're trying to build your dream remodel. And Farney's in Carthage, right on Route 26. So thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to all of you watching. And we're going to take our halftime break here in Copenhagen as the Knights lead 27-11 over the visiting Purple Ghosts. Welcome back to Copenhagen, New York, as we've been watching boys high school basketball brought to you by NBC Watertown. I'm Connor Lalone. With me is Zach Zabriskie and Carter Thazier on the camera for us tonight as we get started here in the second half of action. Copenhagen leading over the visiting Purple Ghosts of Alexandria. McAtee will cut inside and dish to Sullivan. Now down low, up and in with the left hand that time. Sam Carroll on the layup. And Copenhagen on the board first tonight in the second half. Alexandria struggling to get the ball over half court this time. They do. Long two-pointer that time. Foot was on the line as McElrath got the jump shot to go. So 29-13. McAtee now back up top for Miller. McAtee to LaHillier in the corner. Joshua LaHillier dishes to Sullivan. Landon Sullivan driving in with a good pass to Carroll that time. No-look pass from Landon Sullivan, finding Sam Carroll, who put it in. Good pressure now from Copenhagen, and Alexandria turns the ball over, taken away this time by Landon Sullivan. Landon Sullivan on the ball. McAtee here on this near side. Dishes down low for LaHillier. LaHillier back to Sullivan, and then great movement to find McAtee in the corner. Three-pointer, no good that time. Tipped by Miller, but then rebounded eventually by Eli McElrath. And the Purple Ghosts will bring the ball up the court. On the far sideline, the ball will go out of play as Ingles unable to reel that pass in from Brady Carpenter. Landon Sullivan with the ball for the Knights. LaHillier on the far side. Has Carroll in the corner. Will go to McAtee up top instead. Carroll now with the ball. Sam Carroll finds Hayden McAtee on the far side, and he traveled. McAtee with the travel was looking to find LaHillier down low, but committed the travel before that. And Purple Ghosts will take the ball. Colton Hall on it now, picked up by LaHillier. Able to get it over half court by passing to Ingles. Now pass down low for Watson, poked loose, but controlled by Alexandria. It's Brady Carpenter on the ball. He picks up his dribble. Pass is taken away by Sullivan. Good steal that time for Landon Sullivan, who's going to take it all the way to the basket and use his right hand from the left side to lay it in. Fast break opportunity that time. Sullivan created it and finished it. Foul whistled on this near sideline. Will go against Sullivan. Be his second. Alexandria inbounds. It's Owen Ingles on the ball. Ingles now driving into the paint. Up over Carroll, but no good. And Carroll will take it away. Sam Carroll going to bring the ball up the court for the Knights. Finds Hayden McAtee. Good screen from Carroll that time. McAtee down low for LaHillier. The dishes back out on this near side for Miller. McAtee took the dribble and then dishes to Sullivan. Sullivan's going to put up the three-pointer. No good. And Miller able to keep it in bounds and controlled by Sam Carroll. Miller's going to get it back now. Caden Miller driving into the paint, through some contact, put it up with the right hand, unable to get the roll. But Sam Carroll's going to get an offensive rebound. He goes in and was fouled on a shot. Sam Carroll will go to the line for two. So good fight by the Knights to just keep getting offensive rebounds until they have a chance to add two from the line. It'll be Sam Carroll. First from Carroll is good. And that'll make it a 21-point game, 34-13, with 5 minutes and 2 seconds left here in the third quarter. Trenton Dunn will check in for the Purple Ghosts. Second from Carroll, good as well. And it's 35-13. Alexandria's going to take a timeout as they trail by 22 points with just over 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. So again, the start of this third quarter similar to what we've seen in the first two, with Copenhagen just passing around until they find the open man and then converting on those chances once they're created. It's been a really impressive display of passing for the Golden Knights so far in this one. And Sam Carroll continuing his dominance on the defensive side of the ball here in the third quarter, but also tacking on a couple points from the free throw line. And so Copenhagen leads by a pretty healthy margin, 35-13, with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. After the timeout, it'll be Purple Ghosts ball down here pretty much directly in front of where Zach and I are situated. Ingles. Now on the far side, it's Carpenter. Hall back to Ingles. Owen Ingles on the ball. Driving in and dishing out to Carpenter, who's going to put up the three-pointer. Too strong that time. McAtee unable to reel it in, and then he committed the foul as he was fighting for that rebound with Colton Hall. So the first foul against Hayden McAtee. And Alexandria will inbound in the near corner. Colton Hall looks to get it inbounds. He finds Brady Carpenter. Now back to Hall in the corner. Trapped there, and ball deflected out of play. Good effort from Miller, who came flying in to swat that pass out of bounds. So Alexandria will inbound right in front of their own bench this time. Carpenter gets it back. Finds Ingles up top. Good movement now to find Hall. Ball poked loose, and a foul whistled that time against LaHillier. Be the first against Joshua LaHillier, and so Alexandria will try to inbound in front of their bench again. Carpenter back to Hall. Carpenter up top, picked up by Miller. Ingles looking for McElrath in the corner. The ball was taken away, though, deflected by Miller. And here is Miller, kicking to McAtee. Back to Miller up top, driving inside with the left hand. McAtee thinks about the three. He's going to bring inside with the left hand, then put it up from just outside the paint, rather. And 2 points that time for Hayden McAtee on the short jump shot. Brady Carpenter with some speed up the court. Kicks back for Ingles up top. Dunn on the ball now. Gets into the paint. Does the spin move and puts up the shot. Trenton Dunn's going to bury the jump shot that time on the post spin. Sullivan on it now. 37-15 is the score with 3.5 minutes to go. Down low for Sullivan. Sullivan up over Dunn, unable to get that one to fall. Too short that time. Rebounded by Carpenter, will take it away for the Purple Ghosts. Carpenter finds Hall. Hall now hassled there by Miller. Carpenter up top, kicks to Ingles. Ingles driving in against Sullivan, putting it up with the right hand, and in that time, Owen Ingles from the right side. LaHillier back to Sullivan up top. Now McAtee. In the corners, Carroll. And then the ball was turned over by Carroll as Hall was able to take it away, but then Hall immediately dribbled the ball out of bounds, and it'll stay right here. Sullivan driving to the basket. He traveled that time, a little over-eager to make his move to the basket. And so Sullivan whistled for the travel. He'll check out now as Gavin Tufo comes in for the Knights. Saw Tufo make a couple of big three-pointers in that second quarter. Ball poked loose that time by LaHillier. McElrath will make way for Stone for the Purple Ghosts. Ingles back to Carpenter. Now Ingles again. Driving in. Down low for Dunn, but then Dunn traveled as he looked to get the shot up. Shot was blocked, and then Dunn traveled after that. So turnover that time for Alexandria means Copenhagen will have the ball. McAtee thought about the three-pointer. He's going to drive inside instead. Dish down low for Carroll, who puts it in. Layup that time for Sam Carroll on a nice little feed from Hayden McAtee. And it's 39-17 with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Blocking foul whistle that time against McAtee. That'll be the second against Hayden McAtee, and He'll check out as Elijah Smith comes into the game. Alexandria inbounds the ball to Brady Carpenter. Now in the corner is Hall. Carpenter up top. Stone to Carpenter. Ingles now driving inside of the basket and dishing back out. Shot from just inside the free throw line, no good that time from Hall. Rebound by Alexandria, and then a shot from Dunn is no good. And then a third offensive rebound from Owen Ingles. And he put the shot in despite the foul, and he'll go to the line with the opportunity to make it a three-point play. One free throw coming up from the line for Owen Ingles here. And Ingles buries the free throw, and it's 39-20 with under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Tufo now going to put up the three-pointer again and bury it again. Gavin Tufo, money from beyond the arc. So Tufo missed his first couple in that second quarter, but since then has been lights out. And it's 42-20. Carpenter, guarded by LaHillier. Dishes to Ingles, who puts up the three-pointer. Too strong that time from Ingles, and rebounded by Smith. Smith able to fend off some contact and get it to Caden Miller. Now Smith again, back to Miller up top. LaHillier fakes the pass and then drives inside. Good dish to find Carroll, and then back up top for Miller. Shot no good that time, rebounded by Dunn. Brady Carpenter with the ball for the Purple Ghosts. Under a minute to go in the third quarter. Pass up top for Carpenter, eventually able to be controlled. Dunn in the post against Carroll, and Dunn whistled for a travel as he looked to get to the basket against the height of Samuel Carroll. Good round of applause for Joshua LaHillier as he makes way. Jackson Augustine's checked in. He's on this near side as Tufo gets it on the far side. Pass down low for Smith. Eventually poked loose, but Miller able to take control. Carroll to Tufo. Tufo with a man in his face. Short that time. Out of bounds. Last touched by Elijah Smith. And out of play. And Alexandria will take the ball. Inbounded to Hall, who gets it back from Ingles. Hall to Carpenter. Pass down low for Dunn. Poked loose that time by Tufo. So credit Tufo with a steal. Here he is in the corner. Gavin Tufo kicks back up top for Caden Miller. Screen there from Carroll. Tufo now takes a step in and then dishes into the paint for Sam Carroll, who puts it into the left hand. And time will expire here in the third quarter. Sam Carroll able to tack on 2 more points right at the end of the quarter there. And Copenhagen leads 44-20 over the Purple Ghosts of Alexandria. So with a stop in play, we'll take the opportunity to tell you once again about our sponsors for tonight's live stream. Massey's Furniture Barn. Cash is king at Massey's Furniture Barn, so spend your tax refund wisely. During the month of February, you can receive 15% discount on any furniture or mattress if you pay in cash at Massey's Furniture Barn. And thank you as well to Farney's in Carthage. Farney's on Route 26 can help build basically anything you could possibly dream of in terms of remodeling your house. Farney's in Carthage. Check them out. If you have any plans of remodeling your bathroom, your kitchen, like I said, basically anything you could possibly think of, Farney's is the place to go on Route 26 in Carthage. So again, thank you to the sponsors that make these live streams of high school basketball possible. Farney's and Massey's Furniture Barn sponsoring tonight's live stream here in Copenhagen, New York, between the Knights and the Alexandria Purple Ghosts. It's Copenhagen with a 24-point lead as we begin the fourth quarter. They lead 44-20. So Alexandria will get the ball to start the final quarter of play. Brady Carpenter at the top of the arc, kicks to Owen Ingles. Now back to Carpenter. Carpenter's pass intended for McElrath is going to go out of play as McElrath unable to control that one after it was deflected. And a turnover that time. Copenhagen will take it back. Tufo on the far side. Long skip pass for Augustine. Augustine driving in with the right hand, no good that time off the glass, and rebounded by Owen Ingles. Owen Ingles, three-pointer that time is good. Buried that time Colton Hall with the three-pointer. Sullivan with it now. 44-23 is the score with just over 7 minutes to go in the game. Sullivan to Augustine on the near side. Back to Sullivan up top, who drives inside. Looks down low for Smith. Shot blocked that time by Watson and taken away. Peyton Watson bring it up the court after the blocked shot. Watson to Carpenter. Now up top for Hall. Long shot that time from Ingles was no good, but an offensive rebound by McElrath, and he was fouled on the shot. So Eli McElrath will go to the line for two. That'll be the third foul whistled against Sullivan. Just under 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. First free throw good that time from McElrath. And the second free throw from Eli McElrath, good as well. It's 44-25 with 6 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the game. Sullivan with it now to Tufo. Down low for Smith. Smith driving in and then kicking back out for Tufo. We find Sullivan up top. Tufo's going to take the three-pointer this time. Too strong off the iron, but rebounded by Augustine. Offensive rebound that time for Jackson Augustine. Passes to Sullivan. Bit of a difficult one to handle for Sullivan, but he did it anyway. Tufo now to Sullivan up top. Augustine back to Tufo. Smith with the ball. Driving in. Joe Ferguson dishes back out for Sullivan, who puts it in with the right hand. 2 more points for Landon Sullivan on the short little floater. Good pressure this time as the ball eventually finds its way to Eli McElrath, who puts it in for 2 points, and we're going to have a timeout called. So just under 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, 5 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock. Copenhagen getting ready to make a group of substitutions. It looks like it's 46-27 in favor of the host Knights. Both teams talking it over here in the fourth quarter. Well, at the end of the first quarter, it looked like it was going to be maybe a little bit of a closer game than it is. Copenhagen certainly pulled away in that second especially, and then again in the third quarter, and they lead by a pretty substantial margin now. It's 46-27. And so that gives Copenhagen the opportunity to get some of their players in here on the night in which the Knights celebrated their seniors. It's that time of year. Teams' seasons winding down, regular seasons anyway, for some teams. And so Copenhagen with the ball. Hayden McEntee will kick to Augustine in the corner. LaHillier unable to control that pass and will go out of bounds. Turnover that time for Copenhagen. Alexandria inbounds right in front of the Copenhagen bench. Hall's going to put up the long shot, no good. Offensive rebound that time by Ingles. And then taken that time after the second shot, Hayden McEntee with the defensive rebound for Copenhagen. McEntee into the corner for LaHillier. Now into the paint. Shot, I believe, blocked that time as Joe Ferguson went up with it. Looked like McElrath was able to just get a hand on it and block it away. Carpenter, ball poked loose briefly, but able to fall to McElrath, who puts up the shot. No good, gets his own rebound, and then a jump ball whistled under the basket. after the offensive rebound by Eli McElrath on his own missed shot. Copenhagen will take the ball courtesy of the possession arrow. Parkin now dishes to McAtee. McAtee back to Parkin up top. Finds Augustine. Jack Augustine driving in, using the right hand on a nice little spin move that time. Jack Augustine sends the Copenhagen crowd into hysterics. 2 points that time for Jack Augustine. Good move as he got to the basket. Ingles now with the ball for Alexandria. Carpenter on it. Down low, cutting the basket is Hall, who puts it up with the right hand. He was fouled. And so Colton Hall will go to the line for 2 free throws. Colton Hall at the line. Whistle here, I believe the game clock was still running. Hall's first free throw, no good, too strong that time. Second free throw from Colton Hall, also no good, and taken away by Hayden McAtee. McAtee will dribble for Copenhagen. Shot that time, too strong for Colton Parkin, and rebounded by Peyton Watson, who will carry for Alexandria. Watson dishes to Carpenter. Ingles into Watson in the post, who puts up the shot. No good that time, deflected and rebounded by Ingles, who was then fouled as he went up with it on his second chance opportunity. And so Owen Ingles will go to the line. Foul whistled against Augustine. That'll be his first. First free throw from Ingles is good. It's 48-28 with 3 minutes and 39 seconds left in the game. Second free throw from Ingles good as well. And it's 48-29. Colton Parkin will bring the ball up the court for the Knights. Parkin to McAtee. Back to Parkin up top. Will Hillier on the near side. Long pass to McAtee on the far, who's going to put up the three-pointer. No good that time. Fight for it between Augustine and Ingles. To go out of bounds, last touch by Ingles, and Copenhagen will keep the ball. Group of substitutions for Alexandria. Calman Tricky will check in, as well as Trenton Dunn and Wade Stone. Short shot from McAtee right below the basket, no good. Rebounded eventually by Alexandria. Dunn was the first one to touch that one. Driving into the paint, putting up the shot that time was Hall, no good. And rebounded by LaHillier, taken away by Copenhagen. Hayden McAtee on the ball now. Parkin now, back to McAtee up top. Good screen there from Ferguson. McAtee's pass deflected and taken away by Stone, who then passes to Hall. Colton Hall picks up his dribble. He's going to put up the three. No good that time. And then eventually rebounded by Joe Ferguson. Parkin to Augustine to Ferguson in the post. Now to McAtee. Good pass down low for LaHillier, who's going to put it up and in with the right hand. Joshua LaHillier on the feed on this near side from Hayden McAtee. And we're going to have a timeout called by Copenhagen with 2 minutes and 24 seconds to go in the game. They lead 50-29. And so we'll take a break here during the timeout to tell you once again about our sponsors, Massey's Furniture Barn. In the month of February, you can receive 15% off any furniture or mattress if you pay in cash at Massey's Furniture Barn. Big thank you to Massey's for sponsoring our live streams, as well as Farney's in Carthage, who are the place to go if you're looking to do any sort of remodeling, as well as if you need any lumber. Farney's in Carthage on Route 26. They can help you build your dream home right in front of you. So a huge thank you to Massey's and to Farney's for sponsoring tonight's live stream of what's been an entertaining game between the Copenhagen Knights and the Alexandria Purple Ghosts. And again, thank you to Massey's and Farney's, but also thank you to everyone involved here in Copenhagen. Always very friendly and helpful, and making sure we have what we need here at Copenhagen Central. Pass taken away by Augustine. He's going to drive to the basket and put it into the right hand. 2 points that time for Jack Augustine as he cut to the basket. 52-29 is the score with 2 minutes to go in the game. Crowd getting pretty rowdy down here now in the stage area of the gymnasium. In the corner, trapped there. And then a foul whistled as Eli McElrath was trapped in the far corner. He'll go to the line.
It's okay, Tay.
So Eli McElrath at the line. Misses the first end of a 1-and-1 and then rebounded by LaHillier. Here comes McAtee with the ball for Copenhagen. Hayden McAtee thought about Ferguson in the corner. Instead, he's going to go back up top. McAtee gets it again. Pass to LaHillier down low. LaHillier to Augustine, who's pass up top to no one in particular and handled there by Hall. And then taken away by Colton Parkin. Steal that time from Parkin against Hall. And then a whistle for a foul here on this near sideline. Foul will go against Tricky. That'll be his first. As McAtee looked to get by him. Ball inbounded through the hands of Ferguson. And then taken by Carpenter, who lays it in with the right hand.
That's all right. Come on, get back.
2 points in transition that time for Carpenter. 52-31 with a minute to play in the game. McAtee down low for LaHillier. LaHillier doubled, and unable to get out of trouble that time was Joshua LaHillier, and the ball taken away by Alexandria. Under a minute to go now. In the corner now, driving into the paint, putting up the shot with the left hand. That time was McElrath. Offensive rebound by Stone. Stone's going to put up the three from the near corner. Short that time and rebounded by McAtee. Hayden McAtee will just slow it down. There's about a 2-second difference between the shot and game clock. Pass down low for Augustine. McAtee's got it up top. Parkin's going to put up the three-pointer. Too strong that time. Joe Ferguson able to rebound that one and then tried to keep it in bounds, but turned over right to Eli McElrath. Pass down low, deflected. Finds Stone anyway. Driving to the basket, dishing back out. Three-pointer at the buzzer, no good. As Eli McElrath unable to turn in a three as time will expire. And so the final score here in Copenhagen. The host Knights win 52-31 over the visiting Purple Ghosts of Alexandria. And so Copenhagen will improve to 11-7 on the season as Alexandria falls to 0-16. And what was a very exciting game between two Class D schools. Copenhagen takes this one courtesy of it was a team effort, but if you had to highlight a couple of players, it'd be the defense of Sam Carroll and the shot making of Gavin Tufo, as well as Hayden McAtee. And so the final score in Copenhagen between the Copenhagen Knights and the Alexandria Purple Ghosts, 52-31. Copenhagen takes it. Thank you to everyone that makes these live streams possible, including Farney's in Carthage and Massey's Furniture Barn. And so for everyone at NBC Watertown, for Carter Thazier on the camera tonight, for Zach Zabriskie on the controls, I'm Connor Lalone. We're thrilled that you could join us for tonight's matchup, and we hope to see you again in the future. Have a good night.